Yeah, because that's just easier. We can
Why
just
is
go
yours
up.
funny, different than mine?
Do you have the Grand Sumo app?
The Gran Sumo app?
Yeah. You can't buy the subscription because it's in Japanese, it's in yen.
Yeah.
But not yen. What do they have?
Yen.
Oh, is it yen? I thought Chinese was yen. Anyway, the point is, so I can't buy a subscription, so I can't get like the daily videos and stuff. But they give you all the information you need. You come up here, and it gives you all the stuff. And download this app. It's fantastic.
Okay.
All right, are we recording?
Hope so. Maybe.
I know we're recording vocally. Oh, we were. See, the record's right where that white line is. I can't tell. I can't tell. Okay. You like my nerdy shirt today? Dungeons and Dragons. Look at that.
Yes.
It's nice. So it's like Star Trek, but it's pretty cool.
You know, I haven't played Dungeons and Dragons. One of my students, Eros, is a huge.
Oh my
She's a dungeon
God.
master.
Yeah,
And, she keeps pushing me to do it, and I just haven't.
I need to get you to do is it's not LARPing in what you think is LARPing.
Yeah.
But Dago here is like LARPing, but they don't have all the magic and shit. So
Dago?
you just Dago here. Yeah, don't worry about the
Dago
name.
here?
The point is you have foam weapons and you beat the crap out of each other.
I'm in.
Yes.
Or that is my kind of LARPing.
Yeah, that's right. And
I don't know
that's
that
me
I
too.
need a whole dialogue.
Yeah, or a magic system where lightning bolts and stuff. No.
No.
Swords, axes, spears, and shields. We start hitting each other. It's fantastic.
Yes.
All right.
Or can we dress up like Klingons?
If you can work it into your story.
I would totally love to be a Klingon.
Because I usually wear a kilt.
And I'll just like with the
Bat lift.
I don't know, bat lift. Yeah. Kapla!
Hey everybody, welcome to Lone Star's Sake and Sumo. And if you notice, finally, after a while, we are back at Texas Sake. I had the ability to get back here finally, and I'm happy to sit next to my boy. I have missed him. We're here to preview the March tournament, which starts a week from our recording.
Very excited. The second one of this year.
I know. Wow. So already we're two.
Yeah. This is the second one.
We're in third month of this year. God, okay. Anyway, I'm sorry being surprised how fast the first 2 months go. So we are going to break down some of the things we found interesting of where people are positioned and what we think might actually happen. I'm going to start in Juryo because Juryo had some interesting things in my opinion. Rudin is up in Juryo at Juryo 13. I'm excited because I still think he's fantastic. I know he has some hips issues.
Right. Well, he had his issues in the past. What dropped him was that the controversy stuff or whatever.
I know. I'm just saying I don't know if he's past those hip issues.
I think so. I saw him in January and he was looking pretty good. He didn't have any of the real bad boy issues like an Abi or like my boy Asanoyama. He really is he's a really good guy.
Who just had other girlfriends than his wife.
Yeah, and there was that, which is crazy because I don't know if any of you guys got to see, here in the States, if you got to see the Japanese Film Festival.
I was going to bring that up. Yes.
Oh.
It gave me a different view on Goeido because
Yes.
I've always had a little bit of a hard meanness toward Goeido because like Shodai now, I felt like he got comfortable.
Yeah.
I don't think he was. I think he just couldn't get past that next wall.
Yeah.
And that's why I like that documentary.
That documentary got to let you really see. I mean, his sumo spirit is true sumo. Just in how I guess he uses the word how stoic he is, and I just thought that was really awesome to show him in that light. And if you, I know the film festival is over right now, but if you ever get a chance, watch the movie Sumo Do. So Sumodo, all one word. You'll probably find it I don't suggest pirating things, but you'll find it somewhere.
You might have to right now. In fact, if anyone knows how to pirate or wants to sell me a version of Sumo Do, Sumo Don't, which was a sumo movie from like the late 90s.
Oh.
It is like a college comedy romp, but set in sumo college. And it's the trailer, you can find the trailer on YouTube. The trailer is so fantastic.
Sumo Do, Sumo Don't.
John Gunning has written about how good of a sumo movie it is, and I want to see it so bad. Yet write it down. I've been trying to watch it for a long time, but I can't find it anywhere. I can't rent it. I can't buy it. If you know where I can, let me know, because I want to see it so bad.
Well, if anybody in Japan has can actually get it from like a DVD or video store, I know there are still stores out there that you can get DVDs.
Hopefully with English subtitles.
With English subtitles, please. For some of us.
For me, mainly. Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit because we got a little off topic, which we do here at Texas Sake.
Hey.
I want to talk about Inho. He didn't drop very much in the Banzuke because like we talked about in our last review, he fought well. He had 9 losses, yes, but he just sometimes you're fighting great and you just don't win. It happens. But you can only do that once. If he has another 9 losses, he's dropping 3 or 4 probably.
This is kind of the officials' warning, like, hey, all right, you dropped 1, but you did look good. But yeah, he could hit the bottom barrel of Juryo.
Yeah, and that would scare me because I want him back. I want him back in the big time if I can get him back in the big time. Yeah. I know, like we said many times, he needs to gain weight, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So let's move on.
Ishiura kind of gives him some motivation.
Yeah.
Look at Ishiura right now. Like the way he, I think he's gained a little bit. I mean, he looks like he's gained some more weight. They're in the same size range. Like, I would hope that as maybe his I think Ishiura is his senpai. Like. Maybe that would give him some motivation. Yeah.
But the main thing is he's been gaining weight while Inho is sticking around that 190 to 210 area. And
he can't be picky with the food that he eats. I heard he's,
Yeah, you got it.
eat cold foods or something like that.
Yeah, I don't like rice.
Bro.
You got to stuff it.
Either you're in or you're out.
It's like for other athletes trying to lose weight, and it's really hard for them. People who are like sumo wrestlers and powerlifters, they have to force food down, and it sucks. But it's hard also to lose weight, so it's like, what are you going to do? So moving on, I want to touch really quickly on Yago. I've loved Yago for a while now. He is at Juryo 8. I want him to just now turn it on. If he doesn't, it's fine. I still love him, but I want him to turn it on now and like have a shoot up here in the next tournament to get into the top.
Because Yago has never hit the top rank yet.
I don't think so. At least not when I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I've so enjoyed his style of sumo. I love it. It's fun to watch.
Yeah.
He just doesn't always. He's not always at his top level, and that usually comes with like practice and stuff. So just more tournaments. Hopefully, we'll get him there. And so the main reason we want to talk about Juryo is for these next two guys. Kaise has dropped down into Juryo, which is the first time I remember him being in Juryo. Because the first time I saw him, I think he was like a Sekiwaki or something, whatever his highest thing was. It was the first time I watched him wrestle.
And that's like Kaise. He's a big fan of Kaise, and a lot of times in our fantasy sumo league, like there's a lot of people who are fans of Kaise. I've never been a fan of his sumo. I'm a fan of him. Like him, I haven't met him personally, but like you can see his personality. You can see he's a nice guy, and you can't hate on a nice guy like that. Like, cause, I mean, he's the guy who like will blast you out and be like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, oh, you're cool. All right, I like you. With me, I'm indifferent for him, but I am bummed that he's down in Juryo because he had a long streak at the top level.
Yeah, I was staying in. Anytime he got close to the end, he would have 8 or 9 wins and go back up. Love
him or hate him, but he makes he stayed up there. And this is a shock.
Yeah, we talked about it seems like he's losing his fighting spirit. Because the reason why I love his style so much is because I can point out exactly how he's doing it correctly. The way he comes off the line, the way he gets when he's doing it right. When he's losing, he's usually not doing this right. But you can see his arms come up, his hands hitting the right way, his arm come up and grab the belt the right way. He just does everything technically pretty. Most people don't think of that because he's a big guy. And it's like kind of like Takeshi. No one thinks of him as a technical wrestler, even though he's won two technical prizes. And he won two technical prizes before he got into because he is a technical wrestler. But they don't think of that. Because you're not throwing people.
To be able to generate that amount of power and control in being 80% a pusher.
Yeah, it's not easy.
It's not easy.
And you have to force other people into your style, which is technically hard to do.
Yeah, he's better at drawing people in a pushing style than probably Ali. Ali just has the advantage of having long arms.
Long arms, yeah.
But imagine. It's that much harder for somebody with short arms, and you're shorter, and he still masterfully draws people in. Like,
one of the things we like to say is like the one thing we have on our podcast above the other guys, and we're not saying we are above them. We know how good Sumo Kaboom is. We know how good, Sumo Mariachi. No, I said Mariachi, but you know how I meant to say.
Sumo Mainichi.
Yeah. And those Iowa boys. We know. But the one thing we have on them is that we are sumo wrestlers. Trust me when I say how hard it is, especially when you're shorter to heavyweights, how hard it is to blast someone whose arms and legs are so much longer than yours. To even get in that position is difficult. Yeah. And he does it on a regular basis, and it's so impressive. I didn't mean to go off on Take's show.
No,
but that's just what we mean. And Kaise, he's impressively technical, impressive, just you don't think of it. Yeah. I'm going to go on to someone else who I really liked their sumo was Oho in this last tournament. His first week was fantastic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he just killed it. And then he just had a bad second week. It happens. It happens to a lot of us.
It's up here. It's up here.
So he's down at Juryo 1. So all he needs is a winning record, and he will be back up again next tournament, and that's what I'm hoping for. And that is all I want to talk about in Juryo. So we're going to go up.
Let's move on up. I would first like to introduce the new gentleman into the top level, Kotokuzan. This is his debut at the top level. For me, whenever we do what do you call it?
Sumo
Fantasy League. Yeah, it's just my thing. I think it's like a beginner's luck. I always kind of like pick the new guy because they have that beginner's luck.
It's not just beginner luck. Most of the guys in the top division don't know what their style's like yet.
Yeah. So exactly, like it's a fun time. Well, not only their style, but also it's them mentally. I'm in the big boy league, and so
True.
It's a sink or swim, and it's I can imagine. I've obviously not been in the top level, but I can imagine. Finally, you busted your ass through through the gauntlet, to work your way up to the pyramid, and to touch the stage when you're at the top level, and the seats are packed. Because when you're down in
nationally
like
televised
men and all that stuff,
multiple languages, all that stuff suddenly.
It changes things. And if you watch any interview of somebody it's their first time at that top level, it's intense. Because the bottom, like all the bottom guys, the Sandan men, type of guys, it's like their moms and dads that are in there. The seats it's dead and quiet, and
if we ever get to go, it will be us in there.
Yes.
Watching like the entire day. Trust us.
Yes, exactly. Well, COVID's almost over. Well,
oh man, that'd be nice. I mean, it's better.
Almost over.
It's a little bit. You know what? Then we're not gonna get into that.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's take a break real quick. We are Sake and Sumo. We are back at Texas Sake for the first time. So Justin, could you tell us this milky deliciousness that we're drinking right now?
So what we have right now is this is an unfiltered and an unpasteurized sake. It's called nama sake. Nama meaning raw, and then sake. So sake. So raw unpasteurized sake. This one comes directly from our tank, and so I went ahead and just pulled from the tap, and it's the yeast is still actively producing alcohol, and so it's a lot more.
It has a yeasty
on
taste.
The boozy, yeasty yogurty taste.
But
I
it's
guess. I don't know.
smooth. It didn't have a bad aftertaste like yeasty things usually have. It's
Yeah.
not like an IPA or something that's like
Yeah,
very
no,
hoppy
no,
and
no.
hurts afterwards. It's still pretty freaking.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it. So down at the bottom, I want to talk about two people real quick. Ichi Yamamoto is back up there. You know how much I love his technique. He has something mentally that he's blocking him from doing his style of sumo. Like we said, if you're a pusher and thruster, you have to force your style of sumo.
Yeah.
He hasn't been doing that in the top level, and I'm hoping he will find a way to do that because his talent is great. His skill is great. I like pushers. Like I said, he looks like Abi, but he's more technically sound. He's not as big and as flexible and as physically talented. as Abi.
Right.
But he's more sound. The other guy is Akua. I still like to call him Aqua. I don't care if he went to a green belt.
Fuck it. Give me his belt's Aqua. What are we gonna say?
Or I don't know about we, but I'm really curious to see if he gets past his favorite move while being a beautiful throw is a sacrifice throw. And you shouldn't
I don't
be
like it.
your favorite move
I
shouldn't be a
personally don't
second.
like
It shouldn't be a sacrifice
Yeah,
throw.
that's the kind of it's the kind of throw that a lot of American sumo does. You know, and
Because you can fall down with your person. I mean, you're gonna
Yeah.
fall down with your person. But if your foot's not in the right place, if you don't have the right kind of leverage, you're gonna hit first before that person.
And you're opening up the door for, if that's your go-to, you're opening up a door for injury.
Yeah, and plus, you're opening up the door to people knowing that your throw. So as soon as they feel it hitting, they can just lean into your throw, and then you're gonna go down.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You just lean into to that throw.
I just don't see that being a thing for him for the longevity of his career.
I agree.
He really should change that up.
He's obviously unbelievably talented. It's just that he needs to pick a first move. That should be like a third move down. You know, it just doesn't work. But that's two guys in the lower thing for me.
I wanted to talk about, and shout out to Dallas Sumo's Okami-san, Miss Siggy Sauer.
Hi, Sig.
Hi, Sig. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Mr. Tochinoshin.
Who was my favorite until Takakesho came up.
Yeah, I mean, he's right on the edge, and I have a feeling that if he doesn't turn on the heat this tournament, and that when he drops down to Juryo, we might see a retirement by midsummer.
Yeah, because
I'm just calling it.
it's
Let's
his
see.
injuries.
Again.
But we thought Kaize might quit because we said his spirit's not there anymore. But that's not the same. I mean,
He's got an insanely hot wife. Like, what else motivates you after that?
but yeah, Tochinoshin's physical ability is dropping. I missed the early Tochinoshin though. The guy who
I know.
grew up in judo and
You knew
Sambo
once he got
and
two
could
hands
throw
on the
the
belt,
shit out of
he
people.
was consistent. You were like, oh, there goes the other hand. Win.
Boom.
It was done. It
And
was
now-
it was a wrap.
I guess he feels like the lift out's his only good move now. I guess his knees just don't want
bro-
to twist the way they want to.
Yeah.
And they are beating the hell up. I mean, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Okay. What we got going on now?
Well, now if we move up, I want I guess a jump in the Maigashira 6 through 10. There's Wakamoto Haru, which this is really exciting. We'll kind of jump around, but because his brother is our favorite. I call him Waka Flocka.
No shit. Yeah, he's one of the futures. We'll talk about him later.
But Wakamoto Haru, this Basho, I'm gonna really watch his sumo and see how he differentiates himself from his brother. So I never really paid attention to Wakamoto Haru.
Me neither,
But
really. Not his style.
I just want to see, does he mimic his brother? Does he try, figure out a way to set himself apart? And because the fun part is, technically in Grand Sumo, siblings cannot face each other until the very end, unless it's a playoff.
It's the same as if you're in the same Baya. You can't face each other. Which they may be in the same beta. I think all three
They
brothers
have to
are.
be. Yeah. Just like there's like 3 Chios at the top level, like Chiyomaru, Chiyo, Shoma, Chiyo, one other Chiyo, and somehow they're gonna have to work it out where they can't face each other.
It's impressive that many Chios being in the top division. I want to talk really quick about the oldest brother, Waka Amamoto.
Waka Flocka.
He's the oldest.
Oh, my bad.
So, like, Waka Flocka is the youngest, and then the middle is now up in the but Waka Yamamoto is still in the 3rd division. And so I'm sitting there like, I'm so curious. I'm betting he has that weird brother feeling where you're unbelievably proud of your 2 younger brothers, but at the same time you're like, oh, damn it.
Yeah, especially being the oldest brother, and you're not where your younger brothers are.
Yeah. Not that I expect him to be.
It's motivation.
Not that I expect him to be. Waka Flocka is something special, and we've called it many times, but we're going too far ahead of ourselves. We are still around 6 and up, I think.
I'm gonna quickly eat this little guy.
And I will quickly talk about some of my favorites here. Endo is at M4. I like it. I liked his last Basho. And right below him at M5 is Ishura, who had his best tournament I've seen him have so far.
Ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
And I'm curious if that was just a great tournament or if he turned a corner. And I mean, I hope he has, but you've seen it before with all wrestlers. Sometimes they just have a great tournament, and sometimes they turn a corner where they belong higher in the Banzuke.
I'm going to predict, who knows, I might be wrong, but I think that this is a new pivot for him. That weight game's all like, pure muscle. Dude's like swollen. Like I feel like I could like stick a pin in him and like muscle would like just bust out.
like a balloon.
Yeah, like it's just like. But I think this is his best tournament. Looking at how he has changed his style a bit, I don't think it's a fluke. I think we're going to see a lot more of him trying to climb up, and I hope that puts a fire under Inho to put some fucking weight on.
Yeah, he needs to gain some weight. Jesus, we talked about that. He needs to gain some weight.
I'm such a fan.
His sumo's so fun.
Me, dude.
His sumo's like up there with our next person we're going to talk about, Ura. His sumo's in that level. But Ura gained weight.
Yeah.
Ura's in the 300s, That's how he's able to do this. And he's now at his highest level at M1. And I'm very excited to see what he does.
And so now his small guy sumo, his super agile sumo can actually compete because the weight's there and those moves hold. And you see guys, you see Inho try these crazy moves, but he can't sustain himself because the dude's like, cool, that was impressive you got around me, but
that happens a lot.
But Uda can do these like crazy low back bending things, but he's got the strength and weight to be able to hold himself up and do some crazy reversals.
That's
Ino can't do that. Ino gets fucking crushed like a bug.
That is true. And here's the thing.
Oh well.
I'm excited to see how Ura and the guy we talk about next is going to do being at M1 because they're going to have to. Are they mentally prepared? Because the other guy I'm talking about is Hoshoru. Oh. They're both at their. We have 4 people to talk about who are at their highest level.
At the bottom, Flames at the
Flames.
bottom.
You know how much we love this man. Both of them are at their highest, and both of them are going to have to start off with the big guys.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a winning record probably in that first week.
Yeah.
You take on the Yokozunas, you take on the Ozekis. I mean, I'm not saying they won't get wins, especially Hoshoru. I expect them to get at least 1, if not 2 wins.
Yeah. Hoshoru's looking comfortable.
But can they mentally handle that and then come back the second week
the change
and
of rhythm.
Get that 8 wins that they need to get.
Yeah.
That's in that position. That's the
important.
hard thing. There's 2 in my position. In my opinion, there's 3, I guess. 3 positions that are really hard to deal with. There's M1 and Kobusubi, which is where Hoshoru is now, because you have to start with the big guys. And can you mentally handle taking on the best of the best and then come back and get 8 wins? And there's Ozeki for obvious reasons, because now you have to get 2 winning tournaments in a row to step up, and that's unbelievably difficult.
Always a gun to your head.
Yeah, and you have injuries you have to deal with because you have to go as hard. Everybody knows how hard that is, and also M1 and Kobushiri, because you have to just handle the fact you're gonna probably have a losing record the first week. More than likely, it's just hard.
Or it's a test where you get strong. So like your first tournament where you're adjusting to that rhythm of big boys first, then the other guys last. So your first tournament maybe you fail, but you learn the rhythm, and so your next tournament.
But you gotta get back up in there.
You're like, cool. Oh,
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
you get 7-6 wins, you're settling down, and you have to get back up there. And the higher you get, the harder it is to move up, because you have to hope that they have losing records so you can move up.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't know how many times it's happened, but the only time I've ever seen someone in the Kobushiri ranks win the whole thing was Takakesho. He won the whole thing. But he also got a little lucky.
No, yeah, you're right.
I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's the only one I remember.
No, you're right.
It's definitely happened before. I'm saying like the only one I remember in recent memory. It happened in 2017, I think.
Yeah.
And he got a little lucky though, because both Kakeru and Hakuho were out.
was out.
So what's his name was the only Yokozuna.
Yeah.
My brain is losing it here.
Fuji.
No. It was the Japanese guy.
Kishino Sato.
Kishino Sato. Thank you. I love him.
Yeah,
I don't know why his name slipped me, but yeah. He was the only Yokozuna that was active at the time, so he beat him, and then he had like a winning record that first week. It ended up with like a 13-2 and getting the guy's first use. So I don't think Hosho is going to do that. That'd be awesome. I don't think it's going to happen.
That'd be awesome.
We would lose our minds.
That'd be awesome.
Come watch our review after that point. We'll be like this. Okay, so we have two other people. We have two other people who are on the top. One is, if you remember, we talk about Hosho and Wakatakage all the time.
Yes.
Because we think their rivalry is going to be awesome.
They are the future.
And we think they're the future.
Rivalry.
The future greats.
Excited to see that.
And Wakatakage is up there.
Imagine any one of them who get like Ozeki first, or even like let's say they both get Ozeki, and then one.
If they got it at the same time.
Oh shit! Then it's just like, oh my god.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
And
I haven't had this much excitement.
So excited because his form, Wakatakage's form is so beautiful. The way he hits somebody, he's a pusher mostly, but the way he does it because he's smaller is so brilliant. He blocks in that arm right there and hits the underneath right there at the same time. On the outside, he's hitting the pit while blocking this person's arm from grabbing the belt, and then he pushes with this arm and takes people out. It's gorgeous.
It's beautiful to watch.
Golly.
Really beautiful to watch.
That and the fact that he's multitasking, that's his favorite way of winning, but he will change it up on you too if he needs to. Is fantastic, and I'm excited.
Both have beautiful judo technique.
Oh yeah,
both of them. Like so, look for a match with those two. Like always look for like a fucking technique prize winning match.
Yeah,
either one.
They probably should have gotten more at this point. They should have gotten some prizes at this point. The other guys at the top is Abby.
Bad boy.
Bad boy. I honestly expected him not to have that great of a tournament. I thought he'd only get like 8 wins last tournament, but he did great.
He's ramping up, and I'm at a comfortable place where I say I enjoy him.
I don't yet. I still feel like he needs to
flatten
flatten his feet.
You guys for years, yes. Form can't deal with it, but at some point in time, you got like he's mastered this awkward style. It's he's up on his toes, which really shouldn't work, and yet some people are
very athletic though, and they can get away with it.
But he's one-dimensional, but yet, and because going to a match, you know what he's going to do. There are no bag of tricks of what the fuck is he going to do today, and yet somehow people get caught up in it. Like at a certain point, I think this last Basho, I just kind of gave in and said, "God damn, all right, man."
My thing is, if you're going to be this far out, I would lose because I'm not a professional wrestler.
We're clearly not.
But let's say if I was going against somebody like him, I would do what Hosho did the last time. I don't know why more people don't do it. Hopefully some people watched it. What he did is at the beginning of the tachi, he smacked the arms away.
Because only comes straight out.
And he only comes smacked them away and came inside. and suddenly you take away the power because he has a wrestler. He's been gone for a little while, but he has a wrestler named Sam Kempka, and that's what I do to Sam. I shouldn't say this because maybe Sam won't watch this, but that's what I do to Sam when I want a chance to beat him because it takes away so much of his power if I'm inside.
You got to get them arms somewhere else where you're not.
And that's what I expect more people hopefully to do. I'm not on the Abi train. I do think he's athletic, but he's like a football player or a baseball player, or a basketball player who's so athletic and they're really, really fast. So their technique isn't great. They're just
Is this a flurry? Is this a
so fast or so strong or just so much better than everybody else? They don't have to do it the right way.
Yeah.
And those people drive me nuts.
For the record, I'm not fully on the train. I was like running along the side, and I'm like hanging on the caboose. I'm not in the front car in the food cart.
Toasting, I'll be like, hey,
yeah. I'm kind of hanging on. I haven't gotten all the way inside the train yet, and I'm not comfortable. I don't have my seat yet, but I see his momentum, and I'm partially aboard.
So we've talked about 4 guys so far that have got their highest ranked ever, and you think we would be done. We are not, because there is a new Ozeki.
Y'all know my love for. Here's my dude. Mitaka has been. I have followed his career since I first started watching sumo, and I'm just beyond happy. Like I am beyond happy. Like, and so let's see what he does. Let's see what he does. I do, and I'll say it. He deserves it and belongs there, and I think he'll have that same spirit like
The other good Ozekis.
the other good Ozekis, but I still don't believe Shodai belongs there. And he's Kadoban.
We'll go with that here now.
I don't like that Takakesho's Kadoban, but that was,
It's
due to an injury.
His Kadobans are always injury
Shodai
based.
is a justified Kadoban.
Like I've said last time, like I said this time, I felt like he's comfortable, Shodai. I feel like he's comfortable and he's not striving. And that's not Ozeki for me. It's unbelievably hard to get from Ozeki to Yokozuna. It's obvious through the fact
He'll
there's only
never
been,
be
74 now?
Yeah.
So I don't want you to get there and go, well, it's really hard. Let me just stay here where I can make money.
No, Shodai will never become Yokozuna.
Yeah, if you don't make it, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad when I feel like you're not even trying.
He doesn't.
I'm not mad that Takakesho keeps getting hurt every third Basho, so he can never get that streak. I'm a little mad because I love the man. But
that says
it happens.
He goes hard. He gives his all to the point of injury.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
It happens. It's one of the
Shodai
things.
is one of those people who literally fails up in success.
I can't remember his name.
He's just like, oh, he just happens to constantly fail up, and I dislike people like that.
I can't remember his name, but the Ozeki who had the wins record before Hakuho broke it, whose name is slipping my brain because I've been drinking and I had a workout with him beforehand. And when you work out with Justin, you're exhausted. But he had a same kind of issue. He had sciatica issues. There was someone with that since I was 22. I know what that's like. So he couldn't string together a bunch of good tournaments. He would have 2, maybe 3, and then he'd be
recovery.
He'd suddenly have a 6 or 7, and then he'd come back and get 8 wins, and then maybe like 10 wins, and then suddenly a sciatica. But that's how he got so many wins.
I understand that. We're
as getting older, we definitely understand that. I don't recover like I used to.
the basalt boys.
But oh my God, I should do that. Or we need to go back to that spa in Houston.
Yeah.
I want to take Elizabeth there.
Highly recommend Spa World in Houston.
Yeah, it's
They're
fantastic.
Not paying us, but we're just old and thoroughly enjoy it.
If you want to pay us, you can pay us into free trips
Dead
to
ass.
your Spa World.
Yeah. If you want to sponsor this podcast,
we won't even take money. If you just want to give us free trips, we will commercial the hell out of you.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so we're talking about we talked a little bit about Takeshi. I want to talk about him right now. He's caught a bomb. I think he got out fast enough. He's healed. I think he's going to go 10 or more wins.
Yeah. I'm confident in him mentally, his physical. Like he's gonna The
only problem I have is that he was a little worried. He came out after this injury and said, if I ever retire early, it's because of the injuries. And that might be a mental thing at this point where he keeps trying to get to that next level and he keeps getting hurt. And sometimes mentally that breaks you.
Just go the Goedo route and be a really dope, long.
There's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, remember.
And go out with grace, and because he's got the same kind of sumo, like that stoic sumo pride, like Goedo. He's one of the one of the few that has that like energy.
Konishiki now says that he was kind of happy he didn't make Yokozuna because he got to stick around longer when his health started failing and he had to start dropping down. He had to stick around a little bit longer, and that made him kind of happy. Even though he obviously tried to make it, he tried really hard, and he won 3 tournaments, and he's one of the best Ozekis ever. But it's fine. It is fine. It doesn't make you a bad wrestler.
No.
In fact, I was thinking about it because I said, who we skipped, Takayasu. I said that he was one of the best non-Yokozuna wrestlers I've ever seen. And then my brain really thought about it. How many of those guys are there? Because I didn't watch 15-day tournaments until recently. If you watch this show, you know that I became a fan back in '92 when Akebono was starting to get there and everybody thought that he had a chance to be in Yokozuna. But even then, ESPN2 would show you a day. Usually the last day, sometimes they had a day in the middle.
Right.
And that's all you got to watch.
Thanks to technology and YouTube, or the social media and YouTube, we can
few
finally
years, watch the full tournaments.
Exactly.
And so
in good coverage, not just like somebody sitting in the stands and has a few videos.
And that's
shout
important.
Shout out to Nato Sumo.
Yeah, no shit. Thank you, man.
Seriously, thank you.
Thank
and
you
I hate
so
that
much.
They keep trying to shut you down. You are bringing sumo to the rest of the West.
We appreciate that more than you know.
Shit out of you, seriously, and they should be paying you.
They should be paying you.
Period.
And I appreciate it because I need to watch it because it helps me understand because I think there's a lot of great sumo wrestlers I missed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't get to watch them on a daily basis for whole tournaments, and that makes me sad. But what are you gonna do? But let's go on.
The one thing I will say, I do hope. Well, I know Takakeisho is going to stick around as Ozeki long enough to see a rebattle and a reemergence of Asanoyama.
Oh, that would be great. Speaking of rivalries, Takayumi and Takakeisho used to have a great one. They technically still do because they still trade off wins.
Yeah.
The only difference is the last couple of years, 19 and 20, Takakeisho was going for U shows, and Takayumi was kind of just getting 8-9 wins. After this last tournament, will it feel like the old rivalry? The ones where they had to play off and they were going for the U show together. And
I think, this is an interesting one because this is for Takayumi. It's going to be a mental battle. Because he has fought for so long and watched his peers become Ozekis.
And he might have, in this tournament, an Ozeki that
Either
burnout from all the
flips it on.
Yeah.
And he's like, just like Teruno Fuji did when he became Yokozuna. Either he flips it on and owns it, this new Yokozuna thing. Because I will say, as long as I've been a fan of Takayumi, he gets in his head sometimes, because he feels he gets so close, and then the last few days he fails, and this and that. But he's there.
He is.
He got it. Now let's see this tournament. I'm looking at him to see his aura or whatever.
I'm looking at
what he does with it.
I'm looking at the next 2 tournaments because there is that burnout when you get the Yokozuna or Ozeki. You have all those. New obligations, all the fans you have to think.
It's
the
different.
whole time. It happens even after a U show. So that, and when you have those big promotions, people have parties for you repeatedly, and you have
commercials, singing karaoke, which Takayumi is actually a really good singer.
Check it out. It's very nice. But oh my God, no, we're getting off topic. We'll talk. I was gonna, I was gonna think about Kakuru singing
Look
My
on
Way.
YouTube and try to find pretty much half of them are really great singers.
Yeah, and
They're
I
really
love
good
that.
singers. You know, they look all big and strong,
Yeah,
and then they
that's why
sing
you
these
need
like love ballads.
We
Like,
need a karaoke here so that we can see the sumo wrestlers.
Yes.
Dude, oh, for the Constance Club, let's see if we can get karaoke in here that night. We'll try. We'll try.
Dude, what if we could have some live a live taping of the after party
Ooh.
and karaoke?
If we can get the internet, I might be able to pull that off on Lone Star Sumo.
Yeah,
I
it's
just have
nice
to get.
here.
I had to get convinced John Hopper to come down and run it because I'm gonna be drunk.
Oh yeah. we will definitely be drunk.
Okay.
But we can just have a live feed off in the corner, and you get to see the after party and how we all just literally outside of the ring.
It's fun.
Our debauchery.
And if you're in the Texas area, just come down and join us.
Please do.
We
Please
are
do.
a good. We have a good time.
We have fun.
But yeah, we're gonna
Texas
look at
people
that.
have
We're gonna
fun.
look into the karaoke thing that weekend. That'd be fantastic. But okay. So we got one other person, the lone Yokozuna at the top. I think he's just gonna keep kicking ass.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not win. You show it all the time, like he did right at the beginning. But I think he's going to be always in the running for it, which is what you want from Yokozunas and Ozekis.
Yeah.
You want them
He'll get his 11. He'll get his 11 this tournament. I'm not
easily.
I'm not.
Is he going to
looking
get
for him
12 or
win it.
13? Yeah.
I'm not looking for him to win it. I'm looking at these new boys. I'm looking at the Hosho Ryus, the Wakatakage, the Mitakiyumis. I'm looking at a resurgence of Takakeisho. That gambit of people, I'm looking at winning the tournament. I think Terunofuji came out the gate as a Yokozuna, just fucking, just handling business.
I think that might have pushed other people to start going harder.
Yeah, I know. That's
Because
what I'm saying.
it's-
Like, he had a good he was coasting, but there's some hungry dudes in the Sanyaku rank.
And they're not as good as Terunofuji is. They're not as afraid of him as they
They're
are.
gonna try to figure it
As
out.
they are of like Hakuho, where they were
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Hakuho's just gonna win.
Hakuho
What are we gonna do?
scared the shit out of people.
They are like, we can find a way around. He's much stronger than us, but we can find a way around it.
Yeah.
And I love that about this dynamic that's
Yeah.
happening right now.
1822 is gonna be fucking awesome.
And when we're talking about new guys, I know he's not new. Takakeisho's still really young. He got to Ozeki at 22. People forget that. That's unbelievably young. I mean, think about it. Most people just don't make it that early. So Akebono and Hakuho got the Yokozuna at 22, but most people don't even get the top rank by 22.
Yeah.
It's usually their mid-20s. So we forget that he's younger. He's younger than Asanayama. He's younger than Shodai. He's younger than all these guys. So I know he's getting injured, but remember that he's still young. So he is still like the same age as some of the guys that are getting into the top division right now. I still think, I mean, like I said, I will love him either way. I still think he has a shot as long as he can mentally stay in it with all the injuries. Injuries will mentally break you or physically break you
Yeah.
in any sport. Any sport.
Yeah.
Okay, so
All right.
we are at the end. We're almost done. We're going to talk a little bit about what's coming up from us. We will have a review of this in a few weeks.
We'll also have a review of the Wins tournament, the women's invitational.
That will probably come out a week or two after the review of this
Yeah.
Basho. It's happening right at the end of March, so we won't have it like right after, but we will have it as soon as we can. As soon as I can get it up here, or sometimes we can get together and record it. So that will be probably our April thing.
Okay.
If I can get to nationals, which I'm trying to, money-wise, I'm having a hard time. We will try to do something up there at Salt Lake City.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of
We'll
fun.
have some fun stuff.
That would be great. And then, of course, after that, we'll go talking about the next boss show after that.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll pull out some wins. At the tournament.
Hopefully, I will. This guy
Yeah.
qualified for the world's USA team.
Which motivates me
I'm just a
less to
mediocre
win
guy.
nationals.
I get that.
I just want to have fun with my friends. And do
Yeah,
hood-
but
do
no,
hood
you-
rat shit.
I don't want you thinking like that. I want you thinking as I need to have great matches against other lightweights, as many as I can get, especially JJ and Joseph.
Yeah,
and-
if I can knock out a win against JJ, that make me happy. I mean, we're both Team USA, but just won't get in that. But it's that would be a personal grade for myself because JJ's freaking phenomenal. He is like I hats off to that man.
Yeah, I agree.
Man.
I agree. So we're gonna finish this up. I have to get out of here in about 30 minutes. So to you,
And this is my one day off, so
he's gonna
I'm
keep
just gonna
drinking.
keep drinking. Cheers, y'all.
So we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed this. Please ask us questions. We're happy to answer. Please tell us how you feel, how you think.
Leave comments below.
We were happy to answer these questions. If we don't have the answer, we will get Ari to answer for us. She is like a sumo historian.
Swear to God, we're gonna get Ari on here at some point in time.
If you
should
want a
hear-
question of Ari, just put Ask Ari and then put your question down. And we will get her on here and ask her the question. That is what we're going to
Ari.
do. The
Yeah,
Ask
yeah.
Ari section.
Yeah.
Go ahead. As soon as I start getting those things, I will start getting Ask Ari, the Ask
Hell
Ari
yeah.
section.
Good shit.
Good shit. Have a great time, guys.
Peace.